Alright, we live, we live, we are live. I'm gonna start this live out by saying this. If Mario Barrios was black, you can hang up your hat. If Mario Barrios was black, you can hang up your hat. What do I mean by that? I mean that we all saw Tank struggling with Mario Barrios. Tank Davis is a great performer, phenomenal athlete, one of the best knockout artists alive today, one of the hardest hitters in lightweight ever. That's Tank Davis. That's how dominant he is. Tank Davis might be the best lightweight in the world. We don't know because he hasn't mixed it up with some of the top guys. But one thing we do know is that all the praises that I just sung on Tank Davis, those are limited to lightweight. When Tank Davis went up to 140, Houston, we had a motherfucking problem. Do y'all remember? Do y'all recall? When Tank Davis went up to 140, Houston, we had a motherfucking problem. And now we have a new problem on the horizon. The man to my right, Devin the Dream, but I call him the Nightmare at 140. Devin the Nightmare Haney. At 140, he is just like what Barrios was when we're talking about the physical aspect, the size, the strength. But Devin actually has good feet. Devin has fast reflexes, a long and sharp jab. So Devin is working with a deeper deck. He has more spades in his hand than Mario Barrios had. But with the spades that Barrios had in his hand, Tank was already struggling just off of Barrios' size. Now let's look at it stylistically. Let's look at how Tank Davis fights and understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Tank Davis, you already know you're going to win the first 3 to 4 rounds because he gives rounds away. Why does he give rounds away? He gives rounds away because he's short of stature. 67-inch reach. He's 5'5". It takes him longer to gauge his distance. Another reason he gives rounds away is because of his style. He likes to pick shots. He's like Lomachenko, but with a shorter clip. Lomachenko and Tank, they like to pick their shots. They want the shots to be perfect. And they take their time. They work their way into a fight. So what do you do when you get in there with a guy where you don't catch up with him? Every fight that Tank fights, he's losing on the cards. A lot of people said Rolly was winning 4 rounds to 2 before Rolly got knocked out. Before Barrios got dropped, Barrios was winning on the cards. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, somebody said I'm the GOAT. Thank you. I appreciate it. But let's keep it a buck. Is Tank a great performer? Yes. Is he a great athlete? Yes. Is he a boxing genius? Yes. I believe those things. But Tank's best work is at 135. At 140, we see that Tank Davis has problems. So let's continue down the road, the path of what I'm talking about. If Tank and Devin Haney fight tomorrow, mark my words, Devin Haney will win, especially at 140. At lightweight, Tank would have knocked him out because Devin was going to be weak. But Tank Davis, in those last rounds, the championship rounds, he's usually down and he's hunting for a knockout. We saw it against Barrios. Devin Haney, he doesn't get tired in those late rounds. Not anymore. The last time we saw him tired was against Lomachenko. And that was more so to do with him being weight drained, him staying at the weight too long. But at 140, if Tank is down going into the championship rounds, best believe Devin Haney went to the Floyd Mayweather University. So we know what Floyd was doing at the age of 35. Floyd Mayweather at 35, he was doing what? He was running. And I don't say running in a derogatory way or a disrespectful way. Hey, Martin, thanks for the gifts. But I mean, when Floyd knew that he had you beat, the 11th and 12th round, Floyd was going to take those victory laps around the ring. He was going to turn into Usain Bolt. And Devin Haney learned from that. Devin understands his goal is to win. His goal is not really to entertain. He may not never become a pay-per-view star, but his style is very effective, just like Evander Holyfield. And speaking of Evander Holyfield, I'm going to say this about Tank. Mike Tyson was Mike Tyson until he wasn't Mike Tyson. You understand what I'm saying? As up-to-date, Tank Davis hasn't really fought nobody. Rug, thanks for the gifts. Up-to-date, Tank Davis hasn't fought nobody. Is he the man? Is he athletic? Is he that dude? Yes. Is he the pay-per-view star? Yes. Just like Mike Tyson was. And Tank has the whole world mesmerized with his power. Really, he's more skilled than power. His power is great, but his skills exceed his power. But Mike Tyson was Mike Tyson until he wasn't Mike Tyson. until people saw that Mike was vulnerable. Why was Mike vulnerable? Because Mike was small at heavyweight. Mike was an undersized heavyweight. Tank Davis is undersized at 140. He's 5'5", 67-inch reach, undersized, 30 years old. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand the words that I'm saying? So these are some of the reasons I think that if Tank and Haney fought tomorrow, Haney would win. Y'all feel me? Let's continue on. Tank Davis fights in spurts. Tank Davis, he likes to chill. He likes to wait. And this is why he's so effective. He does a tempo change. He accelerates his tempo. And he pressurizes the opponent out of nowhere. No man that has gotten into the ring could deal with that as of yet. Every man that's gone to the ring with Tank, when Tank flips on the switch, when he turns up that motherfucking pressure heater, they get boiled. They get cooked. They get baked. They get fried. I think Devin Haney could deal with the pressure. The experience that Devin got with Lomachenko was great for him because that's exactly how the Tank fight's going to go. Tank and Loma fight pretty much thematically, not stylistically, but thematically they fight in the same way. They both work their way into the fight. They both are slow starters. They both are guys that like to pick their punches. They like shit to be perfect. They like to hit a guy from a certain angle. Really cause maximum damage, especially Tank. The difference between Tank and Loma is that Loma throws way more punches. But if Loma threw all of those punches and Devin still made him miss, imagine a man that throws less punches than Lomachenko. That's around the same size. So all of these things give Devin the advantage. All of these things give Devin the advantage. The size, the jab. And one thing about Tank we know. Tank gonna put them fucking hands up. He's gonna put that high guard up and he's gonna start stalking Devin. That's how Tank does in every fight. And I mentioned this on Patreon. If you want to see the visual, if you want to see the 30-minute breakdown of why Devin Haney beats Tank Davis, make sure you sign up for Patreon. Because I broke it down on Patreon. It's one of my best works up to date. And I'm not exaggerating. When I finished, I had to pat myself on the back. But let's get back to the topic at hand. Who thinks in the chat, who thinks Devin Haney beats Tank and why? Who thinks Tank beats Devin and why? If you want to come up and explain why you think Tank will beat Devin or why you think Devin will beat Tank, go ahead and come on up. Otherwise, I'm going to keep breaking down to you my reasons why I believe Devin beats Tank. Here's another thing that a lot of y'all are sleeping on. Tank Davis has great power at lightweight, but at 140, Tank's power is very good. It's not great. It's not great. Ain't no way people pay for breakdowns when you can watch ones on YouTube. Well, I have patrons. I have patrons on my Patreon, so people are paying me for my breakdowns. But let's get back to the point. Haters gonna hate. That's all good, baby. Keep on with the hate. I love it. Now let's do it. Tank Davis has great power, otherworldly power at lightweight, but at 140, the power is just very good. It's not great. How do I know this? I'm going to tell you how I know this. I know this because I'm a bad motherfucker, and I notice when things are different, when things don't look the same. When Tank fought Mario Barrios, he didn't knock that man completely out. Barrios wasn't concussed. He wasn't unconscious. It wasn't like it was just one big shot. It took Tank round after round of landing left hands. He had to break Barrios' ass down because Barrios was so much bigger than him. So since Barrios was bigger, he was able to deal with Tank's legendary power. And Devin is bigger as well. But when you watch Tank at lightweight, and you see what he did to guys like Leo Santa Cruz, where he knocks him completely the fuck out, he's not going to be able to do that to Devin. Hell, Tank didn't even knock out Isaac Cruz. So if you can't get the Suzy Q punch, if you can't get the knockout, if you can't get the shot that takes a guy's lights out, then what? And you don't throw a lot of punches, then what? The difference between Barrios and Haney, Barrios, he was there. His feet are slow. So he was there in the mix when Tank was breaking him down. He was there for those shots. Devin Haney can box and move. He's not going to be there. If they were to fight tomorrow, it will be the biggest upset in boxing. You doing all of this yapping, Devin going to get dropped. Hey, Mars, if you want to come up and share your perspective, come on up. Mars, if you believe Devin going to get dropped, I want to know why you say that. I don't want no opinions. I don't want no emotions. You see me up here, I'm giving you facts. I'm giving you things that I've seen, things that I've studied. So I don't want no emotions. When y'all come to my channel, We using this. And this is what I want from everybody that watching me. I want y'all to expand y'all brain. You feel me? I want you to think. I want you to conceptualize, visualize. Come on up and state your opinion. What weight class we talking about? See, now you asking questions. We talking about at 140. We talking about at 140. At 135, Tank was going to beat Devin. I made the video, but now Devin looked like a totally different monster now that he's not weight drained. Barrios was 140 and Tank struggled. He struggled the entire fight. He needed those knockdowns. Tank was having a mental breakdown in the corner. He said, you being emotional. No, I'm not being emotional. I'm selling my product, baby. It's always business, is never personal. Tank was being, speaking of emotional, Tank was emotional in the corner. Floyd came up to him and told him, you down on the unofficial cards. Of course, the Georgia Athletic Commission, a.k.a. in PBC Pocket, they had Tank up on the official cards. But on the unofficial cards, it was clear to see that Tank Davis was losing a lot of rounds. He gave away the early rounds. The middle rounds could go either way. So that he was behind. He needed those knockdowns. When Floyd said you down on the unofficial cards, I believe that was in round 9. Tank already had 2 knockdowns and he was still down on the unofficial cards. What does that mean? That means his style is dependent on knockdowns and knockouts because he doesn't throw that many punches. His style is dependent on putting somebody on their ass. That's a dangerous game to play. In the basketball, that's like somebody that lives by the 3-point shot. You live by the 3 and you will die by that motherfucker. Do y'all feel what I'm saying? Do you feel what I'm saying? And Tank was worried. Floyd said, yo, you down on the unofficial. Tank said, why would you tell me that? Floyd said, I got to be real with you. I got to be real with you. That's my job. I got to be real. I'm Floyd Mayweather. I got to be real with you. I got to be real, Tank. I can't just lie to you, Tank. You my fighter. But I'm keeping it real with y'all, man. Tank's style is beautiful. Great knockout puncher. Very athletic. And it's another thing that y'all sleeping on. I broke all this shit down on my Patreon. If you want to see the visual, you sign up for Patreon. It's $1 a month. That's $12 a year for the slow people. But Tank's style, his strength, which is his speed, he's a fast twitch athlete. Fast twitch athletes, super athletic, super reflexive guys, they're known for having what? Stamina problems. Canelo isn't even a fast twitch athlete, but Canelo generates a lot of power and he has stamina problems as well. Tank and Canelo, they can only fight in spurts. After Tank goes for a knockout, because we know he's going to be down on the cards, that means he picks certain rounds to go for the knockout. Once he goes for the knockout, he needs to do what? He needs to rest. That means even if Devin goes down to the canvas once, maybe even twice, Devin can get back up and get himself back into the fight because Tank is going to have to take the next round off. If you don't believe what I'm saying, go watch the fight against Mario Barrios and tell me that I'm lying. Tank dropped Barrios twice in the 8th round. In the 9th round, Tank didn't come out there trying to stop him. He didn't come out there doing the heat check. No, he came out there and took the 9th round off because he was tired. Tank Davis is like a cheetah. After a cheetah runs 70, 80 miles per hour, they have to slow their ass down and sit their ass down. They have to take a break or they run the risk of overheating. They run the risk of being fatigued. Tank can't afford to be fatigued in the boxing ring. No boxer can. So after he releases his explosiveness, he has to chill out for a little bit. That's a stylistic flaw of his. You understand what I'm saying? Devin Haney is different. Devin Haney doesn't up the tempo. He doesn't accelerate the tempo that much. Devin pretty much fights at a very even pace all throughout the fight. So Devin is going to be scoring from round 1 to round 12. Devin isn't going to be taking rounds off. Y'all don't understand. This is going to be like Holyfield and Tyson. I'm going to say it again. Mike Tyson was Mike Tyson until he wasn't Mike Tyson. And once Mike Tyson lost, all of the aura, the intimidation, the fear that his competitors have of him, it went away. Right now, Tank is in that Mike Tyson spot. Mike Tyson is known today as a man that lost every time he stepped up in competition. Tank Davis has yet to step up in competition. He's a dog who has yet to truly fight another dog. So he's in that Mike Tyson spot where everybody is loving him. He's knocking everybody the fuck out. Everybody's saying he's so great. I think Tank is great. But the only way that you prove your greatness is against somebody else that people think are great. Like Terrence Bud Crawford did against Errol Spence. I'm going to say it again. Mike Tyson was Mike Tyson until he wasn't Mike Tyson. Tank Davis is Tank Davis until he isn't Tank Davis. So I believe that Devin Haney, that brother to my right, I believe that he's that kryptonite. I think he got Tank number at 140. I think he's going to be too big, too fast, too consistent. He's going to box for 12 rounds. He's not going to take rounds off like Tank. The only thing that Devin has to watch out for, well, pretty much it's not even about whether or not he has to watch out for it. Tank is going to catch up to Devin at some point during the fight. If Devin could deal with the pressure and the power, Devin's going to win. It's just that simple because Tank doesn't throw that many punches. Devin dealt with Loma. Mind you, Loma was a smaller man, and Devin looked worried in that fight. That's the only thing that I will say. Devin, he started to doubt himself in the 10th and the 11th round. He looked tired, but he fought back. He got through it. Outside of those 10th and 11th round, Devin ran away with that fight. Devin ran away with like round 1 and round 5 because Loma take too damn long to get in the fight. Tank takes long to get in the fight. So Devin, expect him to run away with at least the first 4 rounds. If y'all want to come up and talk y'all shit, come on up. Otherwise, I'm going to keep on spitting these facts, man. I'm going to keep on spitting these facts. Loma put high output pressure on him. Loma put high output pressure on him later in the fight. In the early rounds, Loma wasn't doing shit but taking right hands. Tank Davis, doing that peekaboo guard and shit, doing that early on, he's going to lose the rounds. He does it in every fight. We know his game plan. His game plan is to wait, look and see his opponent's movements, read his opponent's movements, get his distance, and then throw bombs. That's Tank's game plan. Bro yapping about men. Well, this is about men who box. I'm a boxer. I'm also someone who covers boxing. And you're watching me cover boxing. So you're watching a man yap about men. You understand? When you come into my live, I want you to be intellectual. I don't want you to do the trolling stuff. I don't want you to do the feminine stuff. I want you to be intellectual. If you can't be intellectual, just go home. This is an intellectual space right here. You understand? I break down boxing. I train in boxing. I actually box. Great content. Thank you. I appreciate it. Now let's do it, guys. If y'all want to come on up, come on up. Otherwise, I'm going to end the live after about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to make a few more points on why I believe Devin Haney will beat Tank Davis if they fought tomorrow. Is Tank protected by the PBC? All great fighters are protected. All great fighters are protected. So it is what it is. Sugar Ray Leonard was protected. He should have been fought Marvin Hagler. But he was the shot caller. He was the baller, shot caller, 20 in. He was the man. So when you're the man, you have to be careful because they understand that as soon as Tank loses, he's going to lose the aura around him. Thoughts on Teofimo? Teofimo is a very dangerous, very athletic fighter. If Shakur fights Loma next, his resume better or the same as Tank? If Shakur fights Loma, his resume is better than Tank. Loma is still one of the most skilled boxers in the world. Tank has yet to step in the ring with true competition. Devin Haney has. Devin and Teo fought Lomachenko. And here's another thing. I don't think Tank could beat Lomachenko. You can get mad at me all you want. I ain't hating on Tank. Tank a bad motherfucker in that boxing ring. Tank has great explosiveness, great IQ, great reflexes, but he has limitations due to his size. I also think that Tank be worried about the outcome of his fights. I don't think he super confident. And it shows sometimes in the corner and shit. I think Lomachenko, with his output, if he doesn't get knocked out, he will beat Tank. I think the output that Loma has, as long as he doesn't get knocked out, he will beat. If you say Tank gonna lose, you hating on their glorious king. Well, we in an age today where a lot of people, they're very into their emotions. They're very into their chest. So if you say something critical or some type of criticism about one of the people that they worship, they get offended. So we're in the age of man worship and woman worship, idol worship. I don't worship any idols, so they're going to always be mad with me. I just report on what I see. I give my opinion. If you disagree, you're welcome to come up and give your opinion. But I just ask that you have some type of data to back your opinion. Everything that I've been speaking about in this live, I created a visual on it on my Patreon page that's 33 minutes long, where I broke down parts of Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis, parts of Tank Davis versus Mario Barrios. And I'm going to tell y'all, like I said at the beginning of the live, if Mario Barrios was black, you could hang up your hat. What does that mean? That means if Mario Barrios, if his mother and his father were Negroes, and he went in there against Tank Davis with that same frame, he would have won because he wouldn't have been, his feet wouldn't have been stuck to the floor. He wouldn't have got so fatigued so fast. His feet would have been a little bit lighter. Tank hasn't fought somebody with real feet, real fast feet that can get in and out. Devin Haney did when he fought Loma, and Devin was able to get the victory. It was a tough fought victory, a very close fight, but that was real competition. I disagree. We seen what happened when Tank fought a boxer like Barrios. Yeah, Tank was losing. Tank was losing, and he needed the knockout. He needed the knockout. If Barrios had different genetics, if Barrios had faster feet, he wins the fight. But we don't have to say if when we talking about Devin Haney because we see Devin Haney's genetics. We see Devin Haney's footwork. We see Devin Haney's in and out speed. We see his 71-inch reach. We see his 5'9" frame. We see that he's coming into fights at 160, 165 pounds. We see his natural advantages. Does he have the natural explosiveness and power of Tank? No. But he has size. You can't teach size. Like they say in basketball, you can't teach height. You can't teach reach. You can't turn a man into Mr. Fantastic. You can't put a motherfucker on the table and stretch out his arms. Devin Haney was born with long arms like Floyd Mayweather, long legs like Floyd, 5'9", 140 pounds. He was once fighting at lightweight, huge for lightweight. So Devin, that's his advantage. That's his gift from the Most High. Tank's gifts is different. Tank's is very short fighter, short arms, but Tank has speed where you can't even see the punch. Barrios didn't see the hook that knocked him down. I believe it was in the 8th round. He didn't even see the shit coming. Couldn't move, couldn't react. Devin is faster than that. But Devin, have we had Devin's chin tested? No. Devin's chin has not been tested against the likes of Tank Davis. But Tank Davis' skill hasn't been tested against any top boxers yet. So it's the same, we in the same boat. Only difference is Devin's resume is better. Devin fought Loma. We don't know if Tank can beat Loma. We assume. We don't know if Shakur could beat Loma. We assume. Devin Haney actually got in that motherfucking ring. And that's why I'm telling y'all, if they were to fight tomorrow, I would put my money on Devin Haney, whether you like it or not. If they were to fight tomorrow, I think I would make a lot of money. Because Tank Davis is like Mike Tyson. All the casuals, motherfuckers who don't know shit about boxing, they love Tank. They say he the best. We don't know who's the best at lightweight or at 140 because these guys haven't fought each other. But the fact that so many casuals are in love with knockouts, they're in love with athleticism, they think Tank is the best. But I watch boxing. Devin could box and move. Devin could jab. Devin has been tested, battle tested against Lomachenko. And Devin is looking like a monster at 140. His power and stamina is all better at 140. Tank struggles with larger fighters, i.e. Mario Barrios. Imagine a Mario Barrios with better footwork. That's what Devin Haney is. So when I sum all of that shit up, I say to myself, I got a chance to make a bunch of money if these motherfuckers fight tomorrow. I got a chance to get paid because the casuals, they're going to see Tank. They're going to remember the knockouts. They're going to remember all the great nights where he put somebody to sleep. They're not going to be thinking about boxing. They're not going to be thinking about the sweet signs. They're going to be thinking about, oh, yeah, Tank knocked people out. Tank Mike Tyson. Tank has power in both hands, blah, blah, blah. They're going to be thinking about that shit. I'm going to be thinking about boxing. And I'm going to put my money on Devin Haney, and I'm going to make a shit ton of money. Mark my words. If I'm wrong, this live replay will be on YouTube. Go ahead, crop the live replay out, and y'all can make fun of me for as long as you want to. But I don't think I'm going to be wrong about this. I think Devin got Tank's number. When they fight, put that money up. I am going to put the money up. I'm going to be on DraftKings. I'm going to be on FanDuel, all of that. Hey, Dante Wade, thanks for the gift. You're going to lose your money. That's all right. If you believe I'm going to lose my money, that's fine. But I think Devin has Tank Davis' number. Devin Haney is Evander Holyfield. Tank is Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, before he stepped up in competition, he had fought a bunch of tomato cans. So far, Tank hasn't just fought. Tank fought tomato cans like all boxers, but he has fought formidable competition as well. He fought Barrios. He fought Isaac Cruz. Those guys are very good, but Tank hasn't fought another stud. He hasn't fought another potential top pound-for-pound fighter. He hasn't fought a Teofimo or Devin Haney. He hasn't fought a Shakur Stevenson. You know what I mean? So until he fights those guys, we don't know what's going on. So he's in the position of a Mike Tyson. Devin isn't. Devin fought Lomachenko. He won. Close fight, but he won. Because Loma took too long to start. I believe Tank going to do the same shit. No, Devin fought Lomachenko. You can't say that. You want to say it. You want to say Devin ain't fought nobody. But no, Devin fought Lomachenko. You cannot take that away from him. A lot of y'all, I understand Devin is a young black male who doesn't have any type of street credibility, no type of gang affiliation. So I know that y'all not going to accept him. He don't have natural charisma. I've been in the black community my whole life. So I know that a lot of y'all not going to fuck with Devin. I know that y'all think he's sweet. I know y'all think he's soft. I know y'all think he had it easy and all that bullshit. But this not about that. The streets is cool. But in the streets, you learn how to go to jail. This is not about that. This is about boxing skills. So I understand the black community. Y'all not going to accept Devin as a whole. But I don't give a fuck about that. I care about skills. The skills tell me, along with the size advantage, that Devin Haney has some shit for Tank Davis. He has his number. Nobody even mentioning all that. You are. Oh no, I'm mentioning that because I understand the way the community think. I understand the way the community thinks, so I'm mentioning that. Because y'all not watching these fights. Most people don't break down fights. They won't watch a fight more than once. And when they do watch a fight, they inebriated. They drunk. They on something. I go back and watch fights 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I slow it down. You know what I mean? I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. And rewind it. Yeah. I fuck with Dev. He just get hit too much. And you can't get hit like that fighting Tank. Yes, that's true. Devin Haney, he's going to have to be defensively responsible against Tank. I watched the Loma fight and Loma won. No, Loma lost. I broke that fight down on my Patreon. Loma lost. It's okay. He took too long to get in the fight. And he took the 12th round off. Loma had a few good moments, and he had a great 10th and 11th round. Other than that, he could barely get inside. He barely threw punches from like round 1 to round 5. It took Loma 6 rounds before he started fighting. He did the same bullshit that he did against Teofimo Lopez. Y'all want Loma to get credit because of his skill base. But let me tell you something. You can have all the skills in the world, but if you're not executing those skills, it doesn't matter. Is Loma a prettier fighter than Devin Haney? Yes. Tank Davis is a more exciting fighter than Devin Haney. But if you can't execute the skill, it doesn't matter. That's like you having a 45% three-point percentage, but you don't hit shit when we in a championship game. You bricking. It don't matter that you shoot 45% from 3. Motherfucker, you missing the big ones. That's what Loma did. Loma had all of that skill. You know what I mean? Great crossover. He could go to both, dribble on both sides. He could do the step back fadeaway. But in a big moment, his ass was airballing like a rookie Kobe. Don't nobody give a fuck about that, man. I got to keep it a buck with y'all. We don't care about potential. We care about actuality. We care about motion. Actually getting it done. Loma ain't a big game player. Facts. Every time Loma gets to the championship, he fails. But that's where Tank is different, though. I got to give Tank his credit. Tank Davis is a natural finisher. Natural finisher. Natural MVP type of player. Tank Davis is somebody that show up and shows out. So I do expect Tank to have great moments against Devin Haney. I just believe at 140, Devin going to be too big, too consistent. I think Devin works out more in the offseason than Tank Davis. I think Devin is more focused and more in love with the sport of boxing than Tank Davis. And right now, the clock is ticking. Tank is getting older. Devin is approaching his prime. Tank is passing his prime. He's almost 30 years old. So if Tank take his time, if you wait too long to have these fights with Devin or Shakur, he's only hurting himself. Especially him being a short fighter with short arms. Tank is on fight weight right now. Maybe, at 140 maybe. Devin isn't going to overextend, bro. He never does. That's false. Devin reaches sometimes. Devin reached against Regis Prograis. In the first round, Regis dipped down and hit him with some body shots, some counters. But Regis don't pack a punch like Tank. So Devin will be countered a few times against Tank. It just comes down to whether or not he can deal with the power. Tank like 155. Yeah, Tank don't walk around no damn fight weight. They just talking. I always said the longer Tank got not fighting Dev, the worse it's going to be for him. Facts. Same for Loma. If Loma would have fought Devin Haney 4 years ago, he would have won. But they ran from Devin because they're like, shit, look at the size. But Devin is working. So when you got somebody that's working on the science, on the sport, perfecting their craft, perfecting their formula for the sweet science, you got somebody like Devin Haney who's trying to get his PhD in this shit. Every year that you wait, every year that you stick around and don't fight him, he's getting better and better and better, and he's getting more confident. Devin fucked around and fought Lomachenko. That's why I knew he was going to dominate Regis, because if you fight Loma and everybody had Loma, some people had Loma as #1 pound for pound. Devin Haney been calling that man out, called him out, finally got the fight, and then beat his ass. What do you think that does to the mentality of a man when he sits there and conquers somebody that was held in the regard that Lomachenko was held in? So Devin Haney is a lion that has proven himself. He's been battle tested. His mane is starting to grow in. Tank should have been got his ass. But the longer that they wait to fight Haney, even Shakur, the longer that they wait to fight Haney, the more their chances of beating him decreases. The more confident Haney's going to be, the more sharp he's going to be, the more experience he's going to have. Because this is what these guys fucked up at. All of them are naturally more gifted than Devin. Tank is faster than Devin. Tank is more explosive than Devin. Tank is more natural as a mover than Devin. Shakur is a better mover, has better defense than Devin. But I believe Devin is more focused on the sport of boxing than both of them, than all of them. And I believe that Devin is committed to his craft and that he's getting better and better. And he's going to be good in a way like Holyfield was good, where it's like he's going to be consistent, chopping down at guys consistently, taking his time with it. You know what I mean? And they're going to allow him to get all of this experience, and he's going to win because of experience and stamina. That's how he's going to beat this dude. He's going to beat him through hard work and dedication. Somebody said cap. Jose Garcia said cap. Well, if you think it's cap, bring your ass on up. Explain to me why it's cap. Don't just call it cap. Explain yourself. I want logic. I want you to use that tool in between your ears. Because that's what I'm doing. Devin beats Tank. I agree. Floyd Mayweather versus Devin. Who wins? Floyd. Devin Haney, to me, is just an off-brand version of Floyd. And it's okay. Kobe was an off-brand version of Michael. When you try to copy greatness, you're never going to be as great as a person that you're copying, but you might end up amongst the greats. And that's what we're seeing with Devin Haney. Sometimes Teofimo doesn't show up like against Santa Martin and Cambosos. Facts. That's why I picked Devin to beat Teo. Devin never shows mental weakness or fragility. Except for in the fight against Loma, he started to look a little worried. Other than that, Devin shows that he's focused on boxing inside and outside of the ring. Teofimo, he's having problems with his woman outside of the ring. He's having problems with his confidence outside of the ring. So I can't bet on a horse like that. I can't bet on a horse that has, mental issues or a horse that got a hamstring problem. I can't do it. Maybe you can. I can't. Tank gonna figure him out. It's possible that Tank figures Devin out in 12 rounds. Tank is a genius in the boxing ring. Just because I think Devin gonna beat Tank don't mean that I don't think Tank is a shit, man. But sometimes somebody else shit a little bit stankier than yours. And I think Devin gonna put that funk on you. Leo got the same stance as Haney. Leo who? I mean, you meant T.O.? Okay, T.O. Do you know who Leo is? No, I don't know Leo. What Leo you talking about? If Tank is more aggressive, I got him winning. But if he fights how he normally fights, he's losing. Facts. Oh, Leo Santa Cruz. Okay. Let me tell you something. If Tank Davis takes too long to get started, like he did against Loma, he's just going to lose. But if Tank goes out there with a Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns game plan, let me tell you. This is the risk that Tank runs when he tries to start fast. If he tries to start fast, he's going to be tired. If he tries to start fast, he's going to get tired. He gets tired even when he tries to conserve his punches. So if he goes out there with a Marvin Hagler game plan, if he doesn't get the knockout, he's setting himself up to fucking lose. But if he doesn't start fast, he's also setting himself up to lose. So Tank is going to have to gamble, and he's going to have to win the gamble. You understand what I'm saying? When Tank fight Devin Haney, they're going to be at the motherfucking casino. And Tank going to have to put that money up. He going to have to put them chips up early. And either he's going to come through with the dub or he's going to lose. But if he tries to take his time, he's going to lose that fight. So he's going to have to try to pull a Marvin Hagler in hopes it goes in his favor. Even Marvin Hagler got tired and got hurt with that game plan. But Marvin Hagler understood he was up against somebody that the longer the fight went on, the worse it was going to be for himself. So Marvin said, fuck that. We're going to see who really could dig the deepest. We're going to see who really came to kill. And Marvin was victorious. But if Marvin tried to fight a methodical fight, he might have lost. Tommy Hearns was such a large fighter. Some of the same dynamics. Only difference is Haney don't have Tommy Hearns' power. Marvin Hagler in what fight? Marvin Hagler in the Hearns fight. Marvin Hagler, he chose a strategy that made sure that it took away Thomas Hearns' best attributes. Number one, he made it a close fight. Yes, you could join the live. Come on up. Hit the little link at the bottom. Anybody that want to join the live, bring your ass on up. We're going to talk about this, but let me get back to what I was saying. Marvin Hagler chose a game plan, right, where he broke Tommy Hearns down. We got a guest coming on up, NBA 2K24. We got a baller coming up.
What up? What up?
What's up, man? Now, I got a question for you. Oh, he on mute for whatever reason. I got a question for you, man.
What's the
You can hear
question?
me?
I can hear you.
All right, who's gonna win? Tank Davis and Devin Haney, and you give me your reasoning.
Shoot, this is hard, but I think Devin Haney might win. Cause if
Hey, can you turn that music off in the
if
background, brother?
what you say?
I said, can you turn the music off in the background?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Uh, I think Devin Haney might win because if Javante try that stuff that Regis did, he might get knocked out. I think.
No, 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 no. Let me break it down to you, bro. Tank Davis has a better chin than Regis Prograis. We haven't even seen Tank Davis. We've seen him hurt a little bit, but we haven't even seen Tank Davis touch the ground. Tank
Yeah.
Davis has a hell of a chin. I don't think Devin could knock Tank down. I think Devin could hurt Tank, like, make him freeze up. I think he can make his brain fuzzy, but I don't think that he could drop him and put him on the canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he outbox him. I think
Oh, I
the
believe he's going to
activity.
outbox him as well. But why
Yeah.
do you say that, Raheem?
Well, I think the footwork, because Tank, he usually fights a lot of Mexicans that are kind of flat-footed.
Flat-footed.
Leo,
Yep, that's a Floyd Mayweather program
Isaac
right there.
Cruz, and Devin is longer. Outbox, so I know how that reach is a big
Yep,
advantage with the
71.
athleticism.
71 is
So,
reach. I box too. That reach ain't no motherfucking joke.
yeah.
And we know Tank's style against bigger fighters because Tank, he mirrored his style after the Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul fight. He said it himself. I broke this down on my Patreon page, but what Tank does against larger fighters is he puts his arms up, he waits, he presses them. He wants them to throw a bunch of punches and tire themselves out, and then he picks certain spots to throw his bombs. That's what Floyd did against Logan Paul, a much larger man. Tank did the same shit against Barrios. The difference is Devin Haney isn't going to punch himself out, and Devin Haney isn't even going to be looking for big power shots. He's going to be looking to get in and out. Devin fights a very safe fight, a conservative fight. So to me, Devin is Tank's kryptonite.
I can respect that, but what happens when Tank gets him in the pocket? Devin is very uncomfortable in the pocket.
Why
Salute,
does
salute.
Devin have to be in the pocket?
If you watch
Devin gonna
every
try to
single
move
one of
around.
Tank's fight, he's a very smart fighter. He's not gonna come out the gates throwing power bombs. He's gonna box you into the ropes.
Oh no, he's not gonna come out the gates
Yeah,
throwing shit. Tank gonna come
Hey,
out the first 2 rounds not throwing nothing and lose the first 3 rounds if you watch any of his
hey,
fights.
yeah.
hey, bro.
Even
That's
if you
what he
look
do.
at the
He
Ryan
double his
fight, he
fighters.
really
He
didn't
double
throw
his
no
fighters.
punches in that
Tank,
second
Tank,
round when he
Tank
dropped him
can't,
because he kept
Tank can't
throwing
afford
them
to
left
come out
hooks
being
and
super
countered him.
patient against Devin. Tank can't
You said
afford
what?
to come out. Tank can't afford to come out
He
being
didn't say Tank's
calculated
not getting in
against
the pocket.
Devin.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. That's why I said this point, but I'm gonna say this point again. When Tank fight Devin Haney, he's gonna have to go to the casino and put up all of his damn chips. That's how the fight is gonna be because he's gonna have to start fast and hope that he
Yep.
doesn't get tired. Whenever
Yeah.
Tank throws those knockout punches and shit, and he tries to stop a guy, the round after you see that he has to take the round off because he be a little bit fatigued. So he's gonna have to start fast and somehow try to keep his stamina for the rest of the fight or get the stoppage early. If he tries
And
to do what he usually does, he's gonna lose. Devin gonna box circles around him.
Yeah, but
circles.
Tank, he don't have the best stamina. Since he's
Yeah.
so
Yep.
athletic, that kind of takes away.
I'm
Yep,
gonna
he's a
tell.
When you
fast
had
twitch
that
athlete.
athleticism, you kind of tire out fast. You kind of
Hey,
Fast
feel it.
bro.
twitch
But
Can
when you
y'all hear
athlete.
actually
me?
in the ring, you know how
Can y'all
it
hear
kind of
me?
is.
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Okay, my
That's a
bad,
good
my bad.
point,
I
Rakim.
thought I was just talking. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Tank Davis is a fast twitch athlete, so he coming in with a lot of speed and a lot of power, but he's like a cheetah. After he does that little burst and shit, he has to rest, or he runs the risk of being what? Overheated, fatigued. You cannot be fatigued against Devin Haney. Devin Haney fights with a consistent pace.
This
Devin
is
Haney fights
true.
Consistent
with a
pace.
consistent pace, and he's always sticks to the game plan. Even when he dropped Regis Prograis, he didn't go for the kill because he's a pure boxer at heart. He understands, look, I can outbox you for 12 rounds. Fuck that knockout shit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Devin
but
grew
at the
up
You heard
same
what
watching
his
time,
corner
boxing.
Tank is
said.
gonna know.
Yeah, outbox you.
But at the same time, Tank is gonna know the same reasons y'all saying at the same time, so he's gonna have a game plan for that.
Okay, what's the game plan?
I feel like me personally, I box. So me personally, if I was in Tank's shoes, I would just sit down and box Devin until he feel comfortable to go to that body, break his body down, and
Okay,
once Devin,
do you consider Lomachenko to be a good boxer?
oh yeah, great boxer,
Yes.
great
Do you
boxer,
think Loma is a great boxer, right?
great boxer.
Yes.
Why do you think it took Loma 6 rounds before he was able to do something
But
with Tank?
Loma is an older fighter though, so it takes a while for him to get, warmed
Tank,
up.
but
And
hold up. Tank been young and he doesn't get started in his fights until around the fifth or
Later in
sixth
the
round.
round.
I mean,
That's a
Loma
but
did
at
fact.
that
the same
against Tio
time,
too.
Loma isn't
That was a
downloading
couple
his
years
fighters.
ago.
Tank will download you for
And
the
he did
first
it
three,
against
four
Jermaine
rounds and
Ortiz
see
too.
your game plan. He's gonna download you, walk you down with his high guard and see what you're doing,
He
and
Let
can't
me
still
do
tell you
that
still
to
not walk
something.
you
Devin,
down to the
bro.
corner, touching
Let
your
me tell you
body at the
something.
same time.
Lomachenko would have started much faster against Haney, but he had to cover so much distance. Haney has a 71-inch reach. Haney is 5'9". Every
Yeah, for
time Loma
sure.
jumped in, Haney was hitting him with a right hand or a check hook. It wasn't like
Yeah,
Loma could
check
just
left
do all
hook.
that English shit.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
he was hitting him with a
But
check left hook.
Tank has always fought longer fighters, so I feel like he's gonna be comfortable against
But
that.
Devin has great footwork, a lot of
What
athleticism.
longer fighter
Yeah,
has Devin
Tank has
fought
great
that can jump
footwork
in and out?
too.
Hey,
Devin,
tell him, Rakim. Hey,
hey,
Rakim,
bro,
tell him Devin got great footwork, bro.
Devin might have the
Yeah,
best
Tank
jab in
fights a lot of
boxing, bro.
Mexicans. They be flat footed. It's a lot easier when you in there with a Mexican. You got good feet. It's
Name
for
somebody
an
Tank
athletic
that
black
fought with
boxer.
a
It's way
jab like
easier.
Devin.
You can't. Fuck that. Name somebody that's a top dog that Tank fought. Devin fought Loma.
Now
Name
let's be
somebody that's
let's
a
be
top dog
logical
that Tank
here.
fought.
But
Mario
you can't
Barrios'
say Devin
size gave
fought
him a
Loma and
problem.
he lost that fight.
Mario
be real.
Barrios' length gave him a problem, bro. What you think
Thank
Devin
you.
length gonna do?
Cruz did
Look where
better.
Mario at
Length
now,
on
though.
top
He in
of
the grave.
footwork.
Look where he at now.
Cruz
though.
did better.
I'm gonna keep real with you. I got that fight 50-50, but I lean towards Devin. And the only reason why I lean towards Devin is because he's coming into his man strength and all that Tank one punch knockout stuff. You can't just say that because Tank, he don't just knock people out with one punch. He gotta set it
Devin is
up.
much.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me tell you something. Your point
But
is
you're going
great.
to
I'm
get
gonna
hit in
break down
boxing
two things
regardless.
for you, bro.
Regardless.
Hey, I'm gonna break down two things off of what Anti-Humble said. Let me tell you something. Tank Davis, when he fought Barrios, he couldn't knock him out with one shot. Barrios was too big. It took an accumulation of left hands and shit. Devin not even gonna be there for those left hands.
He's not gonna be there. And the only reason why I use Mario's because his length was giving him problems. Tank Davis, and I quote, "I'm not going back up to 140 because those guys are too big." Mario Barrios might be thick. He wasn't talking about just how thick he was. He was talking about how long and big he was to get. Yeah, pause. He was talking about all around dimensional. Why you think he was saying Ryan Garcia is quote unquote too big? He wasn't just talking about girth, bro. He's talking about how long he is and how much. You understand? Pause. You understand what I'm saying? Devin, listen, bro. Listen, bro. Devin has shown that the type of power that he creates comes with his weight and his technique. Meaning,
And his accuracy,
the more experience he gets with that weight class, he showed you that he's comfortable at 140.
And let me
Tank
tell you
showed you
something
that
else,
he's
man.
not comfortable at 140.
Let me tell you something else. Devin active. Devin fought what? Be fighting 3-4 times a year. Devin is more active than Tank.
Now, if you look at my history, if you go back 2 years ago,
Devin more active than Tank, bro.
I had Tank watching everybody from 135 to 140. What I seen Devin do this last year, this last year,
It changed your perspective.
he's fought 4 southpaws in a row. Who y'all think he preparing for? He's fought 3 to 4 southpaws in a row.
I didn't think about that.
Who y'all think he's preparing for?
Loma, Regis.
Yeah, I didn't think
He just
about
fought a
that.
southpaw. He just fought a southpaw at 140 with power. He's ready for both.
Yep.
He's comfortable. He's acclimated with a southpaw with power. He's
Tank
used to
and
he
Shakur.
fought
No.
Lomachenko, who's gonna give you angles at
Shakur-
southpaw that
Shakur is
nobody
outboxing
in
Devin
boxing is
Haney.
gonna give you.
I think Shakur would have beat him at 35.
Shakur's
though.
outboxing Devin Haney.
At
for sure.
35, you see how you said at 35 when he was weight drained with no
That's
power?
why I said that.
At the division he's at
35.
right now, Shakur Stevens will come up there and get his ass toe up.
Hell no.
How he gonna fight? You think he gonna fight him the way he fought Edwin De Los Santos when Devin Haney throwing
Shakur
a
gonna
million
outbox him.
jabs
Cool
around
down to 131.
with similar defense?
Shakur's a better boxer in every aspect.
How's he a better?
Nah,
better
Devin
how he
jab better.
Jab got a way
Devin
better
longer
jab.
No, Devin.
And he can hit just as less.
Devin Haney, he's gonna get too comfortable in that Philly shell and get touched up by
Shakur
Shakur.
Stevenson, his last couple of fights,
He's
his footwork
gonna
hasn't
get
been
touched
looking great.
up by Shakur.
How did he look in his last fight? You know how they say, "What have
His
you done
last
for me
fight looked poor.
lately?"
They said he only good
Okay,
as your last fight. The
I
last
can
fight
look
he was injured.
around.
Well,
that fight Devin
He
Haney
broke
had.
a record in his.
Shakur was
He
looking
broke a
flat-footed,
record.
man.
He broke a record getting hit least in that fight, right? And during the next fight, Devin broke that record while being 3 times as active and landing 3 times as many punches.
Damn.
That's
I
different
think with Shakur, that could work against
opponents,
Tank.
Against a better,
Bro.
okay, see, you see how you said a different opponent? It was a better opponent. Regis Prograis would
But
beat the hell out of Edwin
makes
De Los
fight, though.
Santos.
You can't say that because every
Well, I
style
don't
is
know.
better
De
for a
Los
different
Santos,
fighter.
he shows a lot of different angles and shit. Regis kind of basic.
De Los Santos beat Rayo and got put on a pedestal.
Yeah, but
I
I
don't think De Los Santos is a top dude, but De Los Santos, when I watch him fight and I watch Regis fight, De Los Santos actually
He's an
countered
extremely
at certain angles and
exposed.
shit that I don't see
De Los
Regis doing.
Santos is probably the third most explosive fighter at 135. It goes
I can
Tank
respect that.
Davis.
No,
It
bro. You
goes
No,
got,
I
Tank
can
Davis.
respect that. I can respect that.
It goes. I'm talking about explosiveness.
bro. I'm just saying you got to
Tank
remember. At
Rayo, Edwin De Los
135, you
Santos.
got people who hasn't even proved
You got
themselves, and they
Keyshawn
expect to go.
Davis.
You know
You
what?
got
Frank
I'm
young
talking.
guys
Mar,
coming up.
Keyshawn
he
not
hasn't
as
proved himself yet.
explosive.
He's still a
Keyshawn
What
not
prospect.
as
about the
he not
other
as
black Joe
He's a
explosive.
that just fought
prospect.
the other last month? I can't think of his name.
Frank Martin. Or
Oh yeah,
No, it's
Frank.
another black guy.
Hey,
No, I already
Jermaine
said Frank
Ortiz too.
Martin.
Jermaine Ortiz too. And
I already said Frank Martin, but it's another brother that
it's another
got thrown into the mix. He
at
signed with De La
135.
Hoya.
He signed with De La Hoya. Wait a minute.
oh yeah, I think I know who you're
You're
talking
not
about.
talking
Yeah,
about
He
Ohio
yeah.
Davis, is you?
Talking about Floyd Schofield, I think.
You talking about Ohio Davis?
yes. No, I'm talking about Schofield. It's
Yeah,
all of
Floyd
these
Schofield. Yeah, I
By
saw him.
Davis, Davis got
135
stopped by that
athletic and
old
shit.
man. Y'all know he got
Yeah,
Ohio got
Floyd Schofield,
stopped
nice.
by that
You
dude
seen
that
him?
Rolly had beat. That
Oh
old
yeah, I
man.
seen it
He
last
got
night. That
knocked
was crazy.
out with the first punch, bro. Hey,
Now
that lets
Abdullah
y'all know
Mason
that
is
old
a,
man top
I feel
10
like he should have won
goddamn.
the prospect of the year.
Who?
Abdullah Mason. Like
Yes,
if you
people was
watch
talking
him
about
fight
Abdullah
in
Mason.
person, like
He
it's
gonna be
different.
like Floyd Mayweather.
I think Abdullah go. It's just a lot of people don't know about Abdullah. We know about him because we fans of boxing. We love boxing. The casuals don't know about. The casuals know about Big Baby Jared Anderson. You know what I mean. The casuals know about Andy Cruz.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Big Baby gonna take over the heavyweight.
That's my favorite
I
prospect,
mean,
Big
the reason
Baby.
if he does take over, it's gonna be
He
because
can though.
the talent pool at heavyweight is weak
It's
as hell,
thin.
man.
It's thin
Yeah,
as
it's
shit. Why
Yeah.
you
weak. It's
think?
weak.
Why you think a cruiserweight in Usyk can go up there and beat a AJ and possibly go beat a
Yeah.
Fury? I said possibly. He got all the angles that he need. I don't know if he got the
Why you
size
think
or power
Ngannou
though.
able to cross over and drop Tyson Fury jelly bean ass?
You feel me? Ngannou AJ in March, y'all.
If Ngannou fought somebody like Ali, he would have got his ass torched
Hey, he
because
fighting AJ.
the skill level at heavyweight right now is
Let
at
me
an
show
Yeah.
all
y'all
time
what
It's
low.
not that
AJ.
many
Let me show
black
y'all
boxers
what
in
Fury was
heavyweight.
At an
supposed to
all time
do.
low.
But
Those
AJ
that
about
come
to
bigger
with
beat the
athletes
hell
generation
are
out of
though.
playing other
Fury.
That come
sports,
with the
I feel like.
generation though.
Man, AJ about to beat the shit out
But
of
I'm
Fury.
seeing. I promise you, these next couple
I
of
mean,
years, you're gonna
Ngannou.
see a lot of heavyweights and talents. Like, cause I'm an amateur, so I'll be seeing a lot of the amateur fighters, and it's a lot of heavyweights coming up. That's really
Let me tell
good.
you something. I'm an amateur too,
Lightweights.
but let me tell you something, bro.
Amateur too.
In the amateurs, guys don't. You know what dudes find out in the amateurs? Damn, I don't feel like training year round for the
Yeah,
next 10
yeah.
Yeah,
years.
You got to
yeah.
stay in shape in
Most
the
of the people
amateurs.
that you see in the amateurs, they're not even going
By
pro.
the way,
They're gonna get their ass
right
with
here.
one time and be like, fuck this. Or they're
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
tired of training, they're gonna get out of shape, they're gonna have kids, they're gonna be in jail, out of jail. Most people cannot be disciplined for this sport. So don't worry about all the talent you see in the amateurs. Most of the motherfuckers ain't gonna be here when it's all
And
said and done.
and a lot of the motherfuckers really doing
You
shit
ain't
that
lying
they
about that.
experiment. A lot of the motherfuckers really experiment. That's why their records be
Yeah, they
like
don't really love the sport.
102
They
and
don't train. They don't do
17.
none of that shit.
Like Carmel, he had like 200 amateur fights. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, Carmel made his way to the game.
Lomachenko
So
had like 300 amateur fights, 400 amateur
yeah,
fights. You know
Yeah,
what I
he
Roman
was
mean?
the
had
best
So
amateur. 400
best
and one,
amateur
something like
ever.
that.
Him and
best
Mark
amateur
Breland.
ever, but he was just a really good pro.
Mark Breland, him and
Yeah, he
Mark
should have
Breland.
turned
Best
pro
amateur
earlier.
ever, really good
He
professional.
turned
Chose
pro
to
at
be that
28.
amateur.
That man was 28. I tell everybody this, man. I respect Lomachenko. I respect what he was doing. That man was beating up on teenagers for that last 100 fights. That motherfucker was fighting
Yeah, he
motherfuckers that
beating
was
up
trying
on
to get
kids.
into the
Yeah,
game. He was beating up on motherfuckers that he should
kids.
not have been fighting. It should have been illegal. And
He should
another
have been
thing,
went pro.
in that Ukrainian program, they was getting paid. In America, that would be called a pro.
Yep. He should have been. He should have been went pro. But guess what? You see how that shit caught up with him. As soon as he went pro and had to fight another grown man for
Man,
that belt,
Salito, they talking about,
Salido,
Salito was
another
cheating,
grown
man, bro.
man.
Have y'all watched that fight?
I
Salito
watched that
mauled
fight.
that man. He mauled
Yeah,
him.
he treat him like a rag doll. He
He
sunned his
treated him
ass.
like he was like, bro,
He
you
put
ain't
him
used to
across
this
his
shit.
leg and said,
He was
"Look,
like,
I
bro,
told you not to be
you
coming in
used to
my
that point
goddamn
system.
ring."
I'm finna put something on you. He came in there thinking it was gonna be a point system, and Salito was like, oh, you
No,
thought we
Salido said,
came to
"Fuck all
play
that."
with you.
Salido said, "I'm gonna hit you half of my shots. I'm gonna hit you in the body. The other half, I'm gonna hit
Let
you
him
in your
hit
nuts.
you in the legs. He was hitting him in the thighs and the kneecaps. He was in
All
that
that."
motherfucker. He took that
Grown
nigga's
man.
legs.
Have you seen ATL?
He destroyed his hips, bro.
Hey, anti-humble. You seen the movie ATL?
Hey, he wasn't. Those weren't knockouts. Those was technical stoppages. But I understand what you're saying. I'm dude fucks off. They was quitting on the stool.
Hey, anti-humble. You just seen the movie ATL, bro?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Toledo told him it's grown man business.
It's grown man business. Didn't I tell you
He
what?
said,
What I
you
tell
know
you
this
this
grown
was?
man business, right?
Man, you said it was grown man business.
Yeah,
To the,
Loma, he overrated, man. It is what it is.
hey, to
Great
this day,
performer though.
people talking about that fight don't count, and I'm like, why it don't count? It was his second fight. If I turn pro right now and I lose in my debut, and then I go 50-0 the rest of the way, I still lost my debut
First off, if you lose your debut, you're not gonna be getting a championship
in your third
opportunity.
fight. How he
That
do
shit
that?
was grade A racism.
Man, look, bro,
Lomachenko lost his
I
first championship opportunity after getting pushed right to the championships,
you feel
and then they
me?
fuck around and gave
Yeah.
him another.
I blame Gary Russell though. Gary was supposed to stop that shit. And then Gary came in there like he said, man, I didn't even take him seriously. So that means your mind went all the way there when you was training. You thought this was just some 2-on-1 fighter you was gonna come in here and watch. And
Yeah,
it was a decorated amateur and Lomachenko who
yeah,
put the
and
paws
one of
on
the
you.
most skilled boxers ever.
You feel
Yeah.
me? So you shouldn't have been playing with that man. You could why you think his career stalled so much? He could have got pushed to the top right
But
then.
I don't think Gary he must have upset somebody because they don't be fucking with Gary. But I don't think Gary could beat Loma. I
Well,
think
nah,
Loma
nah,
was just
nah.
better than him.
Nah, 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 I don't think he could have beat him either. That I was just saying I blame him.
Yeah, Loma
Yeah,
got some all time skill. Like,
yeah,
man.
all time skill. He like Peyton Manning, bro. All type of skill, but once they get to that big show, shit, they gonna shit the bed.
Yeah, he go shit the bed, bro. You can see like he one of them visual fighters. That shit look beautiful, but that
Yeah,
don't
look,
mean it's unbeautiful. That
it
don't
don't mean
mean
it's
it's
effective.
unbeatable. You know
It
what I
don't mean it's
mean?
Bernard
It
Hopkins. That shit ain't look good, but that shit was
was
effective.
effective, and that's what people get confused. That man, he got the best footwork, and I'm like, well, okay, well, are you watching him get? Have you seen his face after fights? You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you got licorice
Look at Loma
licks,
after the Loma and Regis looked like they was related after they
bro,
fought Devin Haney.
you see little red
Both of them
skid
was
marks
red, black,
everywhere.
and blue.
Tell people, I don't think I'm just gonna get this out the way. I don't think Devin robbed Loma. I had that fight 7-5 because I know how to score boxing. I
Oh
know what I'm
yeah,
watching,
Devin won.
and
Loma
if you
started, he
like,
started too late, and then he took the 12th round
The
off.
fight,
and from round 7 on, like I think by round 9, I was like, man, if Devin don't wake the fuck up, bro, they gonna get his fight to Loma, and then he won the championship rounds. That's how
Yeah.
you close out a
Well,
fight.
no, Devin lost round 10 and round 11, but
And
he
he won
finished
round
up
12.
round
That's what I'm
12
saying. He
because
ran round
Loma took the
12.
round off. And Loma didn't take the round off because he thought he won. He took that shit off because his
He was
35-year-old
tired.
ass was
He was
tired.
tired. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
tired.
he tried to, oh yeah, I think I did enough. That's why no, you were tired from all of that jumping in and out. You never changed
Big,
your style, even though you
big,
got older.
Big
Terrence
Mo.
Crawford, when he fought Errol Spence, he didn't do all that movement.
He
Terrence said,
didn't.
look, I'm
He
damn near
stayed in the
36,
pocket
but
with
guess
him
what? I'm
and
staying in the
banged
pocket
his
with it.
ass
I'm
out.
getting
Earl, my
older.
favorite fighter, and Bud Crawford had the absolute perfect game plan for that fight. Toby, you cannot call a close fight that can go either way a robbery. A robbery is when Floyd Mayweather won every round against Canelo and Adelaide Bird had it a draw. That would be called
Yeah.
a robbery.
I did a video on that too. That
When you
was
have a
bullshit.
fight that can literally go either way, when the championship round arrives and whoever wins this championship round wins the fight, literally what happened in that Devin Haney fight. And what do they say? To be the champion, you have to what?
Beat the
You
champion.
have to
Loma,
beat the champion.
Loma went in that motherfucker with no belts, but they was treating him like he was a
Like he's the
champion. He walked out
champion.
immediately.
That's what they don't understand. Every time it's somebody
For
else,
real.
they, well, it was a close fight. You know they're going to give it to the champion. Okay, so
Was
Devin
Devin
was
the
the
champion?
champion. So what's the problem? Loma didn't make it clear. And anybody who say Loma clearly won that fight don't know shit about boxing, and I do not take you seriously.
Loma was fighting Devin Haney with an amateur style, throwing a bunch of punches and missing a lot. And the crowd was going crazy just because they saw his hands flashing. Devin isn't a guy that throws flurries, so Devin's just throwing 1 or 2 shots at a time. The crowd doesn't really react to that unless you knocking dudes out.
What I don't
So
understand, the same people who say Loma got robbed, right? In the next breath, they say, "Well, I thought it was a draw." Okay, so you thought it was a close
a
enough fight for
draw,
it to be
but you
a
want to bring the
draw,
fight to the
and
challenger.
professional judges said it was close enough for Devin to ink it out. So how was it a robbery? And you cannot say, "Well, the judges was paid off." When Lomachenko, his whole career, 17 and 3 career, he's been pushed. So who would they
Push.
want to rob in that situation? Why would they want to rob Devin when they've been pushing Lomachenko his entire career?
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, they probably, even if they was to rob Loma, I don't think Loma got robbed, but Loma time, he already had
Bro,
showed the boxing world that
I can name 2
he's
fights.
not the guy. He
I can
showed them
name
over and over.
I can
He's
name
35. They
I can
moving on from
name a
him.
fight right now that he was a part of that looked just like the Devin fight that he won. A lot of people thought he lost to Jermaine Ortiz.
Oh yeah, the Ortiz fight.
So what are we doing here? I had Loma winning because it was a close fight. It was a close fight.
But you gotta understand, man. Did Loma have any belts coming into the fight?
Zero.
The only belt that Loma had was the belts that he put around his goddamn pants. So how in the fuck are we gonna give Loma a close fight? And that's just people not knowing
Bro,
shit
El
about the
Bar,
sport.
you didn't watch the Ortiz fight, so please stop playing with me, bro. Loma blew out Ortiz. You obviously didn't watch the fight. It was a
No, that was
7-5
that was
Loma.
a good ass fight. And I
No,
broke
dude,
that
your
fight
bar.
down.
It's a dude in the comment section right now saying Loma blew him out. That's how you
But
know they
you
just
gotta
ride
understand,
his. They
Loma,
just
when you
ride
have a
his tip,
style like
bro.
that, when you have a style that's a lot of offense, the fans are always gonna fuck with you unless maybe you're a black fighter or you don't have no charisma or something like that. But if you have an offensive style, the average casual who's kind of lazy brain, who doesn't really understand the game, who doesn't slow down footage, they're gonna always fuck with you. So Loma gives the people what they want. So a lot of times
Bro,
people are gonna side with him just off
I
that.
just that proves my point though. The man said Ortiz got blown out in a 7-5 Loma win. That when they announced the scorecards, both guys were anticipating seeing, did I win? You know how usually the announcers be like, yeah, it was a blow. No, that's not what happened. You gotta, oh yeah, Loma won the fight. SRT. I said Loma won the fight, but it's the same scenario. A very close fight that could have went either way, but Lomachenko inked it out at the end, and
Hey, and
nobody was
somebody
saying
said made a great point. Big Mo said they did the same thing in the Manny versus Floyd fight. They were fooled by activity.
that's true. That's a fact.
It's a difference between aggression and effective aggression. In boxing,
Man,
you need effective aggression. You can't just be coming forward throwing punches. The punches have to actually be landing.
black
Devin,
fight.
when he was
He,
dipping his
he
upper
say
body, he
black
was making
fighters
Loma miss.
only win nowadays by judge robbery. So SRT, you proved my point, bro. Y'all are not boxing fans. Y'all are race fans.
Well, I believe the two are one and the same because I'm a boxing fan and I'm a race fan. If I see a brother out there, I'm rooting for him. But if he get
Hey,
his ass
what?
whooped, I'll tell you,
Look. I'm gonna
that
keep it
brother
real
should
with
Too.
you.
I like
get his
boxing.
ass.
5, 3. I got 5 favorite fighters. 2 of them not black. 3 of them black. You understand what I'm saying? So,
Oh yeah, I mean,
hey,
I study all fighters and I
well. I'm
have
gonna keep it
favorite
real with
fighters
you.
that's not
One
black
of
as
my
well.
favorite
So if I
boxers,
see a
only my
brother out
favorite
there, best
boxers,
believe I'm rooting for him.
bro.
My
Caleb Plant
Tua.
is one
I'm
of
gonna
my
give it a
favorite
two.
fighters. David Benavidez is my second favorite fighter. Earl Spence got beat down by Terrence Crawford. He is still my favorite fighter. Devin Haney is one of my favorite fighters. I used to like Rolly, but then I start his IQ just was like, damn, Rolly, like, what you gonna do? You
Rolly
go shit
everything. Rolly
like
everything
come
is
on,
suspect.
like Rolly, what is the fuck? It's not Bob. I like it. I like Inu, but he's not one of. When I say favorite, right, I don't mean the best fighters in the game. That's where y'all get misconstrued at. You hear somebody say, "Oh, I like this fighter," and then you say, "Inu better." Okay, Inu is a top 5 pound per pound fighter in the world. Anybody from 126 to 117, he gonna knock their face loose. If he touch 130, that's when he gonna take his first L, in my opinion.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I broke down the last fight with NUA and Marlon Tapales, and I said it point blank. I said, listen, Naoya NUA is lucky that he's fighting that bantam and super bantam. If he happened to be a lightweight with guys who are more talented
Explosive.
than him and have the same athleticism or and better athleticism like Tang and Shakur, he would get exposed.
Devin
But
Haney
since
will
he's
pick
fighting at a
Monster
weight class that
Inoue
don't really have
apart.
that shit, he good. He's lucky. Not that many boxers are even. Not that many men in the world are boxing at 122 pounds or
Hey,
120
let
pounds.
me correct myself. I got him at top 3 pound for pound, not top 5, top 3 pound for pound.
But hey, man,
I got Bud Crawford at number 1 pound for pound, and Earl my favorite fighter. So what does that? What do y'all think that makes me unbiased? I just like boxing.
somebody said you got to have Canelo in the top five.
I got Canelo in my top 5 for what he does for the sport of boxing. For when he went up there and he fought Bivol, the definition of pound for pound, your pound for pound skills translate in upper, you
Different
can
weight
move,
classes. Yep.
so y'all can't use that. He was too little when he beat guys who were bigger than Bivol. He's fought guys that are bigger than Bivol and beat their ass. Bivol was just big and super. He showed that it was levels to that shit. If you say Canelo is number 1 pound for pound, you better have Bivol at number 2 then on your list.
Hey, man. Hey, anti humble and everybody else. User 45 million TS Freak 7. Camden. I don't know. I can't read the rest of the name. Rakim. NBA 2K24. Thank y'all for coming up. We had a great live. We talked about some good topics. The full live replay will be available on YouTube. Also, I have a 33-minute visual of why I believe Haney beats Tank Davis available on Patreon. If anybody wants to sign up, Juice 6K, thanks for the follow. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop the live, y'all. Next time, hopefully we come back, we do it again. Y'all have a good day, man.
All right, G.
All right.